It's recording to your system, sir.
Yeah, yeah.
Okay, fine. Good morning, everyone. Uh, so today we will be having a session on making video portfolios. Uh, okay, is my screen visible?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Okay, great. Okay. We are going to talk about video portfolios. So something that is very relevant for students or the job seekers in media industry. Something which already existed for the media field, uh, but due to the current situation of the pandemic, which is become a necessity for anyone who is going to seek a job. So we'll be talking about how to do these video portfolios. So today's session breakup. So I'll be introducing myself. So there will be an introduction to video portfolios. So then we will discuss about what are the essential tips that we need to keep in mind while making video portfolios. So we will discuss a little bit about script, a few tips on how to make this video portfolios. What are the things that you need to keep in mind? Then we will talk about screen recorders. Few screen recorders I will demonstrate and show it to you. Then we will also do some basic editing on Premiere Pro. So without wasting any further time, we will start this session. So let me introduce myself. My name is Clifford Chetan Ambler. I am from Udupi, Karnataka. So I am a filmmaker. So I am also into photography. So I used to work in a TV channel also. And I used to do music videos for the TV channel. I used to be a musician. I worked with the Times of Kudla newspaper, and I worked as a journalist. In the TV channel, I also worked as an audio technician. These are my key areas. So I love filmmaking and I love photography. I'm passionate about it, and that is why I'm teaching the subject. So moving ahead to video portfolios. So like I said, it was something that was very popular in the media industry. So anyone who wants to step into a media industry as a cinematographer or a actor, so they used to make video portfolios. So a video profile that will tell about them. So this was something very popular for actors, for editors, cinematographers. But like I said, it is not not restricted to any particular field anymore, not anymore, because there are so many people who are seeking jobs, and irrespective of what field it is, be it media or non-media profession, everyone wants to uh, showcase their works as a professional in that particular field through a video. Correct? So you cannot go to interviews anymore because of the current situation, social distancing. A lot of people cannot go to another state when they're seeking for job or a different geographical territory because of the travel restrictions you have. So we are in a point where we are supposed to tell about us, showcase our work remotely. Correct? So we are going to showcase our work remotely. So we are going to attend our interviews online. So how are you going to express your works, or how are you going to show your works or your talents to the person who is going to employ you? Yeah. So the one way to grab, the best way to grab their attention is to making a small video portfolio. Tell yourself through a video and showcase your work through a video, and that is how you can lines of expertise are, what all you're good at. One more thing is the most attractive portfolio is going to fetch you the job. Gone are those days when you go prepare a CV in a piece of paper and you showcase it to and you mail it to an employer or you mail it to people who are hiring. They look at your CV Yeah, I believe you all know what a CV is, a resume. So your teachers might have told you this is something that you will require while you are going to approach for jobs. So of course that is also required for giving more details about yourself. But an attractive portfolio which showcases your work directly, which is something required at this point of time. So a professional video is very important at this point of time, or you can call it as a show reel. There are multiple names for it. It's called as video portfolio. Some of them in the profession call it as show reels. So show reels is something that shows your work. Yeah. So this is to increase your visibility in this particular field. Yeah. So, what does this show reels do? It shows sometimes most of the show reels you can present it yourself. You are going to tell about yourself. You are going to tell your core strengths. What are you good at? Okay, I'm good at game design. I'm good at making maybe design areas such as InDesign software. I'm good at this particular thing. I'm good at designing logos. I'm good at designing advertisements. So what are your areas? This is what you're going to tell. What are the softwares that you use? So I'm good at using DaVinci Resolve. I'm good at using this particular software. You can just show a piece of you working on some project and tell you know to use this particular software. And you show some of your work did in that software and tell, yes, this is something that I did using this software and I know to do this. Yeah. So this is how you will be showing, you're going to showcase your work to the person who is going to employ you. It also, it's not going to be a waste if you post it in LinkedIn and your YouTube channel. It will definitely come across someone who wants to hire a particular professional for particular task. So it is a tool to attract potential clients. So anyone, today, if you want something, you're just going to Google it. Yeah, you will Google it, and you will suppose you want someone to clean your lawn. You're going to Google it, and maybe a video of a lawnmower who has posted it online might pop up, and his contact details will be there, just like how Just Dial works today. So anyone can find your work online and might get impressed by looking at that particular video, and they might give you a call. Listen, we have a job. Uh, will you be able to do this particular task? So you never know when you can get an opportunity. So making this video portfolio and putting it online on a page by using certain hashtags might attract potential clients. So you have to keep this in mind. So showcasing your practical skills, something that a picture cannot describe. This is very important for you to understand. Something that can be described in a video, maybe a picture cannot tell. Yeah. So of course you can make a fancy resume with your pictures doing something, but showing what you did through a video has more weightage than a picture. Correct. So you have to showcase your works. So showing a video of you doing something, showing a video of maybe if you want to tell you're a professional chef, you will have a video of you cooking in the kitchen, and that will tell you, okay, you are a professional. The way you do that work will be captured in that video. Where and all you work, what are the dishes you are specialized in? Are you good in doing biryani? Are you good in doing desserts? So you can tell, okay, what are you good at doing? So this is how you are going to showcase your practical skills. You're doing it and showing. You're working in the kitchen and showing that task that you're doing, something that is difficult to do practically. So practical skills can be showcased through that video. Next one. So it is, like I said, a video portfolio is flexible and can be shared on multiple platforms. So once you make this video, you don't have to keep it to yourself and show it only to your friends. So there are multiple social media platforms where this video can go out and people will know what are you doing, what is your job, and what are you good at. It's just like making a website of your company. Where here a video portfolio is something that can be shared on your Instagram. Yeah, anyone who wants to know about your work can just go to your Instagram and find that video and see what are the things that you do. You can share it on your Facebook. So Facebook, YouTube, Twitter, small videos. These are small videos that can be shared through WhatsApp. So it is for multiple online platforms, not just one. So you can use it however you want tomorrow. So it's not just for fetching you jobs, asking an employer whether I can work for you. So it can be used for multiple platforms. So I assume that you have understood what a video portfolio and what the importance of a video portfolios are. So let's move on to the essential tips to keep in mind while making video portfolios. So first things, there are multiple ways of doing this video portfolio. Some of them just put their works and there will be a small text in the bottom telling what that work is. So they will just put a screenshot or a small video of a game, if you're a game designer. So a small portion of the game that they created, and they will tell in the bottom what is the software they use, Unity or whatever software. So I usually came across some of the game designer videos where they just showcase their work. So they just put a small video of that particular game that they designed, and down they put the text of what game it is, what is the name of the game, and what software that they use to make that game. Then comes the next game that they design. So on and on. They will go on uh, showing one work after the other. So that is one way of doing it. There's another way of doing it is through you coming there in front, and you are physically present and you're telling what you're good at. Just like how I am delivering it to you as a person. So you tell, okay, my name is so and so. You are going to introduce yourself. Where are you from? What are your interests? So you tell about yourself. What are the things that you did? What are the softwares you're good at? What are the games that you design? Are you a cinematographer? What are the projects that you did? What are the cinematography projects that you did? Did you do a film? Did you do a documentary? Are there any shots that you particularly shot? Then are you an editor? So you are going to tell, I am an editor, and these are the projects that I've done. So you're telling it, you're narrating it like you're narrating in a documentary. I believe most of you have seen documentaries where they talk about a particular topic. It's just like an interview. You're going to interview yourself and you're going to tell your employer, so I am so and so. This is my core areas of work. So I am good at using this and this software. So these are the projects I have done. I made this film. This is the title of the film. And these are the sections that I worked at. I worked at designing. I worked at After Effects. I worked at Premiere Pro. So these are the things that you will be telling. Now, coming to the script, uh, keep it very short. So script, so if you're going to narrate something, it's good you practice what you're going to narrate so that you're confident in front of the camera. So how are you going to be confident in front of the camera? Keep your script very short. So a lengthy script, you know your problems, it will be difficult for you to memorize. And start with basically introducing yourself. You know yourself better than anyone else. So tell who you are. So I am Clifford, I am so and so. So introduce yourself. Where are you from? What is your line of work? What is the profession what are you good at? So talk about your best skills. So I am good at working on Unity. I'm good at working on Premiere Pro. So your best skills, what are the things, what part of Unity software do you like? Doing what particular task? What part of Premiere Pro you are good at? I am good at color grading. I am good at compiling the video footages. Yeah. So editing, I am good at titling. So you can tell, okay, what are the things that you have done. As you are saying that, overlap the video of you doing that particular work. You don't have to stand in front of the camera and narrate the entire thing anyways. So when you're telling, you're reading, you're saying out your script, you can overlap it with videos of the things that you do. Of course, I'll be showing you a few samples, just observe them later. Like I said, talk about your best skills. Make effective use of voice modulation. Okay, simple. What is this voice modulation? Don't continuously read. So if you're reading it out, the person who is looking at the video knows you're reading it out, correct? So voice modulation, stopping at particular point. Let me demonstrate it to you. I'm just going to read whatever is in front of me. Essential tips to keep in mind while making video portfolios. Script, keep it short and sweet. Start with introducing yourself. Does it sound good? I believe it didn't sound good. Yeah. So deliver it like you're talking to a normal person, because your employer is not in front of you. You have to make him feel that you're sitting right in front of you, right? So deliver it like you're normally speaking to anyone. So look at your camera, confidently speak what you want to say about yourself, and you're not speaking about someone else, you're speaking about yourself. So voice modulation is very important. If it sounds like just you're reading something out, it won't look good, it won't attract your employer, whoever is watching the video. So make use of voice modulation. So raise your voice occasionally, once in a while. Make use of pauses, like how I am speaking now. Stop here and there. So it will give the time for the person to process the information that you have just told. I am good at doing color grading at Premiere Pro. So give him the time to digest what you have just told. So give that particular effective voice modulation. So change your voice levels here and there. So just don't deliver it plainly like I demonstrated it to you. Keep the script very simple. Avoid complicated words. Um, because you do not know what kind of person will be watching your video. If you're using too many complicated words, uh, probably the employer might not know what you mean by it. Yeah, it shouldn't be like Shashi Tharoor's speech. I believe most of you have heard about Shashi Tharoor. He's used always a politician who use complex words, and most of the time people end up with dictionaries to understand what he has just told. So it shouldn't be like that. Yeah, use simple, very simple words. Avoid complicated words. Yeah. So a person on the other end must know, must understand, yeah, what you have just told. So avoid complicated words. It helps you also. Some words cannot be spelled correctly. Yeah, you also probably do not know those spelling. How is that particular word spelled? So avoid such kind of confusions. Use very simple words. So that will help you in your script while you're doing your rehearsal. It will help you when you're doing the take. You don't have to do multiple takes. You can probably go do it in one go. So script, keep in mind, short and sweet. Start introducing yourself just like you know yourself more than anyone else. So introduce yourself. Talk about your best skills only. Don't tell someone is drawing. Uh, okay. Talk about your best skills only. Uh, don't tell something that you don't know to do. I am slightly good at doing this. No, don't. Avoid that. Uh, and effective use of voice modulation. Keep the script simple. Yeah. These are the things that you need to keep in mind when it comes to script. Moving on, showcasing only the best clips. Yeah. If you have done something really good, show only that. Yeah. If the game that you design, you think it's really good, if your teacher thinks it's really good, then yes, use it, and use only the best part of it. Yeah, which looks very attractive. So anyone who is looking at it should be attracted to it in the first 45 seconds. If it gets boring, then obviously you will turn off your video and go to the next one. So the first few minutes, it has to be really attractive. It has to come tuck, 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 one after the other. Okay. Keeping very important, show only the best part of your work. So if you have done a really good game, which is 3D or something, show that first. 3D game, then come to your 2D works, previous works, go on like that. So show the best works first. And keeping in mind the time crunch, you need to focus on the attracting the viewer to continue watching your video even after 45 seconds, because that first 45 seconds in the beginning of the video is very crucial. Yeah. So show your best works. And if you're making a video portfolio, it shouldn't exceed more than 3 minutes. I'll tell you why. Best clips, engage your audience and let them continue watching the rest of the video. So show your best clips. Only if you show the best clips in the beginning, they will continue your video. Otherwise, they'll just exit it. Now, coming to the next point is the duration. Duration is very important. So, according to a study by Microsoft, there is something called as attention span. So, attention span right now has reduced to 8 seconds. So what it means, what does attention span means? Attention span is the amount of time spent concentrating on a task before becoming distracted. So what it means is, if you're watching something or listening to something, the attention is only for 8 seconds according to the study. Before it was 12 seconds in the year of 2000, but now it is reducing. So the power of people to concentrate on a particular task is reducing. So what do? It's something very important, and you need to catch the attention of whoever is watching your video within that 12 seconds or 8 seconds span of time. That's very hard. How do you do it? So that is why I told the previous point, which is showcase the best part of it. So one more thing is, don't drag your video. Your duration of your video should not exceed more than 3 minutes. Some of them do keep it 4 to 5 minutes, but like I said, there is something called as attention span. If you drag it too much, if you are staying in one particular game's clip for more than, let's say, 10 seconds, you're going to lose the attention span of your particular person, whoever is watching that video. Yeah. So try to keep all those videos short. Okay. So this will help if you have more number of videos, more number of projects that you did, more number of games that you did. So each, let's say each game can take 10 seconds on screen, then immediately move to the next. So more the number of videos, the better for you. Yeah. Okay. So very important. Hope this is clear. So show only your best clips and show it in the beginning of the video. And the duration should not exceed more than 3 to 4 minutes. 4 minutes at the max, but try to keep it within 2 or 3 minutes. Keep this bracket in mind. The next one is, let's move on. Then coming to transitions. Okay, some of you have probably already used a particular video editing software, maybe Premiere Pro or DaVinci. You are definitely going to be familiar with this word called transition. Transition is something that you apply between two clips. Yeah, there are multiple transitions: dip to black, dip to white. You have seen any particular videos. The shift from one particular video to the other, there will be a smooth shift. This can be fade in, fade out, fade to the other video. Yeah, slowly. There will be no abrupt cuttings. So you can use, there are a lot of third-party softwares like NewBlue FX, NewBlue Titler and all, where they provide a transition packs, which will be imported to either DaVinci or be it Premiere Pro. So third-party softwares can help, where you will get fancy transitions, maybe 3D transitions or jitter. So you might have seen the videos today where such kind of transitions will be used. So match cuts, from one shot to another. So if you're going to the back of one person and cutting it there in one particular shot, you can start from the back of another person and come to the same similar shot. So this kind of transition, some of them will be using walls. If you have seen wedding videos, so the camera will go to the wall and suddenly the location will change while the camera comes out. Yeah. So this kind of experiments, you can do it with your video clippings if you are a cinematographer, if you are an editor. So this will gather attention of the viewer. Uh, Third party transition packs that gives 3D effects will give you bold, it will give a bold look to your show reel. Background music. There are plenty of background music tracks that are available. You can search and download few good ones. Don't use completely upbeat and shouldn't be distracting your audience. Yeah, so it shouldn't distract the audience from actually looking at your video. Yeah, so it shouldn't hinder the attention of the viewer. So he should be more focused on the content that you're showing, not the music. Yeah, so of course use an engaging music back for the background, but it should not distract the person who is viewing. So for showreels with narration, make sure that the music does not overpower the narrator's voice. Okay, very important. So if I am telling something and there's a background music, and if the background music is too loud, yeah, it is going to distract the listener. He will not be able to listen to what I am going to say. So what do? Try to keep that background music to the minimum. Yeah, whenever you are speaking about yourself. So it should not distract the person. Make use of audio libraries. Like I said, there are plenty of audio libraries, websites that give you free music. Try to make use of those. Like I said, the duration is 3 to 4 minutes, 2 to 3 minutes, or maximum 4 minutes. So definitely you can find a short instrumental clip that can be used for your video. So whatever you like, whatever you feel that might attract your uh, employer, try to use that. Try to match your video clips to the background score. You might have watched a lot of music videos where the music, the shots, the videos are going to cut according to the music beats. This is something that you can definitely try. So listen to the music and do your cuts according to the music. Okay, without wasting any more time, let's watch some sample videos. Please let me know if it's not audible. Okay. Is it audible?
So we can't see it.
You're not able to watch it?
Yeah, so you have to change the screen. Like a
Okay.
screen
One
share you have
second.
to put.
I am doing that. Were you able to see my PPT so far?
Yes, sir.
Okay, one second. Is the video visible?
No, sir.
Okay, one second. What about now?
Yes, sir, we can.
Let me know if it is audible or not, okay?
Hi, my name is Ashley Kutrup. I'm from Merida.
Is it audible?
Yes, sir, it is audible.
Okay, brilliant.
Hi, my name is Ashley Kutrup. I'm from Merritt Island, Florida, and I attend Holy Trinity Episcopal Academy. When I reached high school, I was lucky enough to have the opportunity to take Chinese for 2 years. I absolutely fell in love with not only the language, but the culture. It was by far my favorite course I'd ever taken. I worked hard to always be the top of my class. When I found out the program was being discontinued, I was absolutely devastated. I started a petition because I was so sad, but I didn't really do much. So my best friend and I decided that we wanted to start a Chinese club. We were able to continue practice speaking and writing Chinese, as well as help teach some kids that wanted to take the class but were unfortunately unable to. A lot of the foreign exchange students also came to the club.
Pay attention to the narration. Also pay attention to the music that is slightly in the background.
I recently interviewed for the U.S. State Department sponsored business program to study in China. I visited Tokyo last summer as well, and made me realize that I wanted to study Chinese and also develop an understanding of the whole East Asian region. That's why I intend on concentrating in East Asian studies at Brown with an emphasis in Chinese. I usually spend my free time doing something film or photography related. I founded the photography club at my school and have started my own photography business as well. I also have a YouTube channel where I share my ideas and collaborate on projects with other creative individuals. I have an immense passion for theater. Acting allows me to tap into my creativity, which I think brings out the uniqueness within all of us. I would love to work on Brown University's real feature promotional video production team. I look forward to continuing my varsity tennis class by playing club tennis. At Brown, I'll embrace the culture of learning just for the sake of learning. I'm excited to find things myself that I didn't even know existed.
As you saw, it's very short. Okay. As you saw, it was very short, and she is talking about herself. Not just talking about herself, she was talking about the challenges that she faced. She's introducing and she's trying to get that connect with whoever is viewing her video. And she's obviously going to show you a few sections of work that she is doing, be it photography, be it theater, and about the language studies that she is being doing. So it's very detailed, yeah. And within this, the music also was not too much, but it was engaging the viewer, whoever is viewing that content. And you just got to know about her, yeah, by just watching her video. This is something that you need to work on. Okay, let's just dive into another video of a person who has done it for game development. Just a second. Is this visible? Is the
Yes,
screen
sir.
visible? Okay, let's continue. Just pay attention to this video. See, in the bottom, he is going to write about what game and what software he used. Okay, so I hope it was visible to everyone. So you have seen two different types of videos now. So one is the one where there is a person who is introducing herself and talking about her work. The second one was the one of a game designer who has showcased only the works. So there are different ways of doing it, but I suggest to develop that personal connect with your viewer. It's always better that you come in as a person and tell about yourself and tell about your works to the by showcasing those videos that of your particular videos of your works, and that will definitely bring in more connect, so the person will know what you look like. Your probably can make sense of your attitude and all the other things, how you talk to people. All these things can be comes out when you're doing it through a interaction sort of a way, in an interview sort of a way, rather than just sending the person your works. Uh, so next one, you have definitely seen. You must have definitely seen the game developer guy who has showcased some of his work. He has seen. He has showed some of his uh, uh, games that he has designed. And how do you do this? How do you record something that you have designed in some other software? How do you show a recording? So there is a solution for it. So this is why we have thought we will tell you about the screen recorders. So these screen recorders are nothing but the third-party softwares that are designed to record whatever is happening in your screen. So there are, is this PPT visible, guys?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So like it's a software that allows you to take a digital recording of the contents of a computer screen. So whatever you're doing, if you're playing a game, if you want that game to be recorded, you can use this third-party softwares to record that particular screen grab, and you can use that in your video. So there are a lot of softwares that can help you do this, and some of them uh, are like Open Broadcaster Software, OBS, Cam Studio, ScreenRec, Camtasia, Adobe Captivate. So there are several companies that are designed specifically for you to record your contents in the screen. So like I always said, showcase which is the best. So record only which is the best part of your work, be it a 3D game or 2D game. Show the best ones. And you might be working on Unity, you might be working on Maya, you might be working on Premiere Pro, and you want to show your employer that you know to use this particular software. So what do? Record that part when you're working, that doing something, doing a rigging or doing the character design. Record that part from Unity and put it to your video. So so few issues that might happen. Sometimes you might notice that your screen recorders might not record that software. This I also encountered when I was recording something using Adobe Audition, and I had to use Adobe software, which is down here, Adobe Captivate, in order to record something that I'm doing in Adobe platforms. So these are the softwares you can experiment. Now let me demonstrate to you how this works. I will be showing you how ScreenRec works. This is a free software. ScreenRec is one of the softwares. One second. Okay. Is my desktop visible to you?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So, okay. Can you see this icon, ScreenRec right here? So
Yes,
I've
sir.
selected this icon, ScreenRec. So this is the software. So basically, this is the software that records screen. So it's very simple. And can you see this widget in the corner? There is a small widget in the corner on the right hand side. There's a camera. There is a video camera. Is this visible to you?
Yes, sir, it is.
Okay. So what I'm going to do is just click on this video. Yeah. So when I do that, it says click and drag to take screenshot or video recording. Okay. So can you see this big marker, big pointer? So I'm
Yes,
going to
sir.
click and drag the area where I want to record. For example, I'm working on Unity. I want to record what's happening in Unity, and this is how you start your recording. Yeah. So currently it is recording. You see this turned red? The icon, the video recording icon has turned red. That means it has already started to record. So how do I stop this record? I'm just going to hold Alt and S. So this is one way of stopping the record, or I just click on this video button. So once it stops, once I stop the recording, it's going to give me a preview of what I recorded. Yeah. So it's not going to finish here. So you can just play and check what all got recorded. Even the audio is recorded because my mic is on. Okay. So this is something that you can do. Now, once you have recorded, just don't directly close this. You need to save this. So can you see this icon right here?
Yes, sir.
The middle one is where you can click on it and save where you want. So I have a folder called ScreenRec. So I will tell it I want to save it here, and I want to give it a name. I can tell, okay, this is a trial. So give it a name and bam, that video is saved. So it is simple as that. So whatever you're doing on Unity, you can record it using any of this screen recording software. So right now I demonstrated to you ScreenRec. So there are multiple recording softwares which work the similar way. I'm going to show you this is how Cam Studio. This is another software called Cam Studio. This is also a free open source software which you can download. Just Google the name and you will find it. Just note, if you have a notebook, kindly make note of this particular names of this software. The previous one was ScreenRec, ScreenRec. The second one is Cam Studio. Yeah. So all you have to do is click on this record button and the record will start working. And if you want to stop, just click on stop. Yeah, clear with this one, Cam Studio. It's very easy. Don't have to worry. You can, in the end, you just have to save your video. And the next one is Camtasia. Camtasia is a paid software. It's not free. You'll have to pay for it. For some of its features. Then there is OBS Studio.
Yes, sir. I use Streamlabs by OBS.
Okay. Oh, very good. So TechSmith OBS is also it's also a free software. You don't have to pay for it. Yes, OBS is going to be very helpful for you if you are going to be a gamer. Yeah, if you're a gamer and you want to stream you definitely might have seen PUBG gamers who are streaming their game on Facebook and different platforms. They do it through OBS. Some of them, they also will be present, and their screen also will be present. So this all is done by using OBS. So this is the interface of Camtasia. So you'll have to, there are different modes where you can explore. So you can start a new project, new recording, and just go with it. So that's Camtasia. OBS, I'll just show you the interface. It's not currently working on my system. but it's definitely one of the essential softwares you might need for, especially for gamers. Okay, so there are different display captures. So you can capture your video or your web camera. You can capture your display, that is whatever is happening in your screen, just like a screen share. And in, I don't know if this is this visible? There are, you can just start streaming, start recording. If you want to just locally record, you can just record it. Settings is where you go and tell where you want to stream. Okay, if you want to stream it on YouTube, if you have a YouTube channel, you can direct it to your particular YouTube channel, give it your stream key. All this is visible when you're going live on YouTube. So if you want Facebook Live, you can just go and select Facebook Live. Twitter, so different online platforms. If you want to go live, you can use this particular software called as OBS. Okay. So I'm just going to put, is PPT visible, people? So kindly take down these names of this particular software. This is definitely going to come in handy for you guys. Yeah, shall we continue?
Yes, sir.
Okay, great. Let's move on to basic editing on Premiere Pro.
Clifford sir, sorry to disturb.
Yeah.
Sir, can you add up on the mobile screen recording softwares also?
Okay. Right now, what the thing is, I'm using a Redmi mobile, and it comes with a default recorder. So I definitely, if I come across any softwares, I will let you know. But I'm sure there are screen recording softwares on. 1 second, I'll just start Premiere Pro. It's going to take some time to load. Meanwhile, okay, just go to App Store. You can find few free screen recording softwares. Okay, there are plenty of apps on App Stores which can do the screen recording. So in case you have a mobile game designed for mobile phones, if you want to show it on mobile phones, there are plenty of third-party apps, free apps to record some content that is on your mobile phone. Guys, is the Premiere Pro visible? Is my Premiere Pro loading visible to you? Ruchika.
Yes, sir, there it is.
Okay, fine. Okay, the moment you open Premiere Pro, the software loads. This is the screen that you will get. If you have already used this software, definitely it's going to show your recent projects. So what you're going to do is you're going to start a new project, so something from scratch. So now it is going to give you a window. This is the window of a new project. So you want to name the project. Okay, let's say a video portfolio demo. So I just name my project. This is where I'm going to name my project, and this is the location. Yeah, this is where you're going to tell where you want to save. So I want to save it in music. I want to select a folder. Okay, I will select this particular folder, and it's always good you create a new folder for your new projects. So let's say video portfolio. So I just created a folder, video portfolio. I'm going to select this particular folder and just click on OK. So whatever I do in this project will be saved in that particular folder. So it is easy for you to manage your files. Okay. So right now I have, let me check once again if Ruchika, is the screen visible?
Yes, sir.
Okay, great. As you can see, this is the window that you're going to get. So this is called the source monitor. The one on the left hand side is the source monitor. The one on the right hand side is called the program monitor. The bottom left side is going to be a project bin. So whatever files that you're going to import is going to come down here. Okay. Okay. This is going to be the timeline. Yeah. This is where you're going to assemble your clips. So this is the timeline. So source monitor, program monitor, project bin, and timeline. These are the 4 things that you get here. Yeah. Okay. Now you have to bring in your clips. Yeah. How do you bring in your clips? So I have a bunch of videos saved for this session. Okay. Okay. I have about 8 video clips here. Is this visible? So I have 8 video clips. It's very easy to import. See, you have a project bin here. Yeah. Just select the file, whichever you want to import. Okay, I want to import this particular clip. I'm going to click and drag it to Premiere Pro. Okay. Can you see it? It just appeared in my Premiere Pro. So it's already here. So the clip has come to my project bin. Okay. Another way of doing it is file import. Select the folder from where you have put your file. Okay, this is the same folder where I took the video from. So now I'm going to import the second video. I just clicked it and it's here. Okay, the easiest way to import is just to click and drag it. So I'm holding shift and selecting all. So I want all these clips in my project. So I'm going to select it and drag it to Premiere Pro. The moment I do that, it's going to import all the files. So importing, is it clear, guys? So this is how you import files to Adobe
Yes,
Premiere
sir.
Pro. Any doubts here? If anyone wants me to repeat, please let me know. So this is where I just imported. So now all I have to do is, okay, let me show you. I'm going to double click on this particular video. So when I double click, it's going to appear here, okay, in my source monitor. Yeah, once it's in source monitor, I can definitely select how much part of this video I want. As you can see, there is this video of a guy holding a camera and it's going to blur over here. So I do not like this part of this blurring action. So probably I want to cut it over here. So this is, can you see this mark in and mark out? There are 2 options here. There is a mark in and there's a mark out. So this is the position I'm going to start my video from. So I want to stop at the part where it is going to be blurred out. So from here, the camera is going out of focus. So I want to stop here. So I'm going to put my mark out. So what happens? So when I'm going to import this particular clip to my timeline, it's going to crop at the part where I have marked out. Okay, see right now the same clip has already appeared on my program monitor. Yeah, so you can see the clip in my program monitor. Can you see this particular bar right down here? Can you see this moving piece in the bottom in the timeline?
Yes, sir. The size of the timeline.
Yeah, so this is where you adjust it. Yeah, so if you want to zoom into your timeline, you just have to click and drag. So right now I'm at this particular clip and I have zoomed it in. Correct? Okay, so this particular clip is correctly visible. So see, as much as I cut over here, it's going to come over here. You can do the same thing over here also. Okay. Okay, now I'm going to import my second clip. I just clicked it and dragged it in here. Now, one more thing that you have to notice, at this particular clip, I do not have audio. So if there is an audio, it's going to come down here. Okay, of course it is muted right now, so there is no audio here in this clip. If there is an audio, it's going to come here. So if you don't want that audio, there is a way to delete. You can definitely separate that audio from your video. You can also mute that audio if you want it in the project and you want to reuse it sometime again. If that is the case, you can just mute or unmute that particular track. Now, in case you don't want that audio at all, so this is the video and this is the audio. Right click on that video clip and there's an option called as unlink. Okay. So what did I do? I just selected that video and this is the video clip that has audio. I right clicked it and went to unlink. So what happened? Now this became separate and this became separate, correct? Can you see this became two different pieces? So what I can do, if I don't want this audio, I can just hit on delete and get rid of this particular audio. Yeah. Okay. Now we have two clips on the timeline. So if I want to import another clip, okay, I'm just going to get in the clip number 3. I just clicked it and dragged it. So any doubts till now? So I have opened a Premiere Pro. I have started a new session. I told you about the different monitors. I told you about how to import a file. I told you about how to bring a imported file to the timeline. So any doubts so far?
No, sir.
Good. Okay, let's continue. Now, can you see this toolbars here? If some of you have used Photoshop till now, there are some things that are common here, like there's a selection tool, there's a track select power tool, ripple edit tool, razor tool, flip tool. So there are different tools here. Okay, it's a small toolbar. So we will be discussing some of them, which is very important. Okay, one more thing. Let's zoom in a little bit. So I hope the zooming part is clear. Just click on this bar here and drag it around. You will get the zoom option. You can scroll around it. And okay, now if you want to cut this video over here or anywhere, okay, please observe the cursor. So I suppose I want to cut this video over here. So watch my cursor. So when I move to the end of this particular clip, yeah, so this is the clip I'm working on. Did you see it turn into red?
Yes, sir.
So I just have to click and drag it towards the direction where I want to crop. Yeah. So I was able to crop this particular section and I can probably add my next. If I want to retain that section, I just have to go to the end of that clip and retain. Yeah, again, you get the same red marker. See, you can cut it to how much ever you want. This is one way of doing it. Or the next way of doing it is using this razor tool. Yeah. So select this razor tool. As it says, razor is something that cuts. Okay. Drag your marker to the point where you want to cut and click your razor tool. Yeah. So now it has become two different clips. Correct. Okay. If you want to go back to the previous position, don't worry, just Control Z. Yeah, Control Z and you can revert your changes. So you can revert your changes. Okay, any doubts? Selection tool is something that you use for selecting and dragging around your clip. The next one we discussed about razor tool that helps you slice the clips into multiple pieces. Yeah, clear?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Okay, now there is already a text on that video which says GH5 natural profile. How do you put text on a particular video? This is something that you need to learn. Okay, so simple. It's, you don't have to break your head. So I'm going to, can you see a type tool right down here? So in the toolbar, you can see a type tool. So click on the type tool and go over your monitor and just click and drag. Just go to your program monitor, click and drag. Now you have a text tool. Yeah. So let's type whatever we want. DEMO. So I just type demo. Okay. Now, some of you do not like this. Yeah. Probably you do not like the way it appears. You probably do not like the color of what is written. You want to change the color or its appearance. You want to change the font. Don't worry. Just go to your source monitor. Make sure your demo is selected. Yeah. Go to the source monitor. Can you see here something called as FX control? I just clicked on it. So there is something called as FX control. There's a panel here called FX control. Just go there, go down, and this is where you control all those. Yeah. So this is where you change your font. Suppose you want to change the font to something else. Yeah. So you can click on that and you can change the font. If you want it bold, yeah. If you want it italic, see, did you see it change? Now it became bold. Yeah, you can position it as per your wish. If you want it center aligned, you can click center aligned. So all these changes you can do here. If you want to change the fill, now if you want to make it some other color, if you want it red, you just have to go to red and click red. Now it's red. Now you want to give a stroke. So if you want to give it a stroke, click on the checkbox here. So if you want an outline to that particular text, yeah, you can give that. If you want to increase that outline, did you see? It's giving an outline. Yeah. Now, I just clicked on my selection tool. What happened? Did something change? So when I clicked my selection tool, did you see all these points that appeared? So now I will be able to move it wherever I want in this video clip. Yeah. I can move this text wherever I want. So I want it down here, I can put it down here. If I want it up here, I can put it up here. So I can position it wherever I want. To do that, it has to be, you have to select your text. See, the text has come in a separate layer. Can you see? It has come on the, so you can move it anywhere in the clip wherever you want. So clear about how to add text to your video?
Yes, sir.
Do you want me to repeat? See, don't hesitate. If you want me to repeat, I can definitely repeat it for you. It's very easy. So, and definitely you will need to add text to your video. Very important, because you need to tell what is the name of your game that you created. What is the name of, what is the software that you create. Let me repeat it to you again. Suppose I have, okay, demo is the name of the game. I'm not, don't take it literally, just I'll take it as an example. Now I want a second line to tell, okay, I did this in Unity. So don't worry, you can easily do that. Just click on your type tool. Again, make another box and write the name of the software. Okay, simple as that. Now you want it differently. You don't want it the same way as it is in the previous text. So you want to change. So what do? So make sure that Unity is selected here. I go to the FX control panel, scroll down and change my font. Maybe I can do it to some other font. Yeah, there are so many number of fonts. I can change it from regular, I can make it bold, I can make it italics. Yeah. Now I want to change the color. I want this in white. Okay. and I don't want stroke. Yeah, so the stroke is removed. Yeah, so you can see the changes that is happening in real time. So as you're doing the changes, you can see what is happening. So if I want stroke again, maybe I want a black stroke against the white. Yeah, so now unity is visible. Yeah, I can definitely change the font to whatever I want, whatever font style I like. Yeah, so this is up to you, what you like, what seems attractive. Yeah, now, okay, suppose now moving on to the next one. So see, you can adjust it anyhow you want. Suppose you want the first text to come out first. So you want demo to come out first. So trim this unity part. So first demo comes, then unity comes. Did you understood that? See, now I just trimmed this unity part, so it will come after demo. So all I did was did the cutting part. Yeah. So now demo comes first, and then comes unity. It's very simple. Don't have to break your head. Okay. Next, we will move on to the next part, that is transition. Okay. Okay. Can you see this small arrow mark here? Double arrow mark
Yes,
in
sir.
the project window. You have to click on that and go to effects. Okay. Okay. Now you have opened up the effects panel. So when you have seen the effects panel, there are a lot of, there's a list here. So audio effects, Lumetri, video effects. Can you see a section called as video transition? So open this particular section. So there are a lot of video transition here. There are plenty of different types of video transition. So transition is something that you put between two clips or a single clip, doesn't matter, to give a desired effect. So you see there's a clip where this guy is walking here and now he is walking in another direction. These are two different clips and there is a joint here. Let's just zoom on to that joint. Can you see this joint where there are two different clips? So what I want to put a particular effect. Maybe I want to dissolve it smoothly. So if I want it dissolve effect, so there are different dissolve effects here. So I want a cross dissolve. So let's put cross dissolve. So I just clicked it and dragged it. So what happens? See, did you see that smooth transition that is going to the next clip? Yeah, this is the effect of cross dissolve. So if I want to remove, I just clicked on this particular transition. You see whatever is in white and I click delete. So I can remove a transition. See right now, I removed the transition. So the cut is very abrupt. Yeah, a solid cut. You can definitely tell it. I just changed from one shot to the other. Now let's use a different transition. I'm going to use something called as dip to white. So what happens? So did you see that white bleach? Yeah, the effect that it gave. See right now I added dip to white. So it became white and it went. So that is what the transition does. Yeah. So there are plenty of different styles of transitions. Right now I used something called as dissolve. There is slide also. If you want the video to slide and come from one side to the other, you can do that. And all you have to click that particular effect and drag it over there. See right now I put a slide effect. So this is a slide transition. You just slide it from one video to the other. Yeah. This is how you use transition. So if you want to change the length or duration of any of this transition, there are plenty of transition. Let's go back to dissolve. So I'm going to put back the cross dissolve. If you want to change the length of the transition, you have to click on that particular transition. This white part, whatever is in between these two clips, you have to click it. And can you go back to effect controls? Can you see this here? Can you see this section here?
Yes, sir.
So you
Keyframe.
can, Yes, you can drag it however you want. Okay, if you want this dissolve to happen for a longer duration, you see this, as I'm doing it there, it's changing over here. It's become longer than before. So the dissolve will take slowly. So when I'm playing, pressing space bar. So space bar is where you control your play and pause. So I press space bar. Now it's slowly transitioning from one to the other. So understood the transition? Now, transition, you don't have to use it only on between two video clips. It can be used for the text also. So let me show you. I just demonstrated you the slide option. So slide can be best used on making text look like a graphic content. So you can play with this as anyhow you want. So I'm going to put a slide option on this demo, on this demo piece. Okay. See, I just clicked and dragged the slide option. Now I am going to play this clip, and you're seeing the demo is going to slide into the clip. Did you see that action? Demo just slided into the video clip. So it just slided it from one side. Yeah. If you want to make it appear slower, definitely go to the effects control and drag this and make it longer, any duration you want, and make it slide slow or fast or anyhow you want. You can adjust it any way you want. I want this slide happen not just on this demo piece, but also on the software that appears later. I want Unity to appear in the similar fashion. So what I'm going to do, I'm putting the slide effect on Unity as well. So first demo is going to slide in, then Unity is going to fly in. So how did it look? Did it look fine? So these are the things that you can do and make your video attractive. So these are the small tricks that you can do. It's very easy. Just play around with the different effects, play around with the transition, and you can give a professional look to your video. Yeah, is this clear?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Okay, we did adding text, we did compiling pieces. One more thing is frame size. So you might have used the different video cameras. So a common issue that you will face when you're importing a video is it might not match up to okay, if you want to go back to your project panel, just click on these two arrow marks and go back to your project. So all your videos that you imported is here. So common issue that you face is one video size will be different. Maybe it is shotted on a professional camera, and maybe another clip was shot on your mobile phone camera, and you want to use that. And the frame size will be different. So the video clips might be different because of using different equipment. So I'm just going to drag in a random clip. Okay. So suppose my video was video size is big. So select the selection tool and double click on your video. So when you click, do the double click on that particular video clip on the program monitor here, it gives you 4 corners. Can you see that? You can see all the points. So I can resize my video. Yeah. If it is too, sometimes if the video size is too small, it will be looking like this. And this is how it will appear when you're dragging it to your timeline. So if you are going to export it like this, what will happen? It will give you black areas like this. So some videos will be like this, full screen, and some will be half like this. So very important that you need to do is select your selection tool, go to the program monitor, double click on that video. Yeah. And you will get these corners. Just drag and resize it to the frame size, make it full screen. Okay. And what are these guides? Yeah. Can you see this guides? White lines, boxes. If it is not there, right click, and there is something called a safe margin. Yeah. Safe margin. So if it is not there, right click, go down, and click on safe margin. This is very important. Suppose this tells you which are the areas that is going to come in your final export. So different TV will have different sizes. So sometimes it will crop over here. So if your text is somewhere outside of the safe margin, in that particular TV it may come out. Yeah. So what you want to do, you make sure that your elements are inside these margins. Okay. Always make sure whatever you're placing, be it text or video, it should be inside these margins. Yeah. Just to be on the safer side. So make sure it is inside these white lines, so that when someone is viewing it on a different equipment, different size TV, it will not you will not lose the text. It might not come outside the frame. So that is one more thing that you need to know. Now, so finally, how to export this file once you're done, finished with your okay. One important thing we forgot, bringing in music, correct? So we have not discussed. So suppose, let me check if I have. Okay. Okay, I have a bunch of music, so I'm going to drag it here. These are musics that I downloaded from YouTube, so it has a video clipping also along with it. Okay. Usually it comes on audio track 1. So this is how it will look when you are importing a video to the timeline. Now what? Now I don't want this video clip, correct? So how do I separate this?
Unlink.
Correct. So right click, unlink. So I don't want the video. I just have to unlink it and delete this particular video track. Now I can use this particular audio clip for my work, correct? I just have to drag it wherever I want. So whatever I edit will get the audio. Correct? Is this clear? It's
Yes,
very
sir.
easy. And if you want to narrate something above this video, you do not have to do a separate recording. There's one more trick here. So if you want to narrate it directly to the track. So I'm going to mute this music. Okay. Can you see a small microphone here? So I'm going to the track 2, the second track of audio. I want to record a voiceover. So I'm going to click here. So it's going to give me a time. Now it's recording whatever I'm speaking. So you can directly record, okay, without needing a third-party software. So whatever I spoke is already on the track directly. Understood? Easy as that. So you do not have to worry about going to another third-party software and recording your voiceover. So you can directly give your voiceover to your project using a microphone. Okay, this much is it clear? So this is all you need to kickstart a small video project on Premiere Pro. Now, how do you export this video? So whatever you did, you want to export it and show it to your friends or send it to your employer. So remember the mark in and mark out we did for each clip here in case. So you're going to do the same thing here. So I'm going to drag this marker to the end of this particular clip. Can you see this part? Can you see this mark out option here? So I'm going to click on mark out. Did you see that things changed on the timeline? Did you see this? This entire portion got selected, it got highlighted, and there's a yellow line. Correct? Students, is this visible?
Yes, sir.
Okay, so I just did a mark out, and this is where I want my video to end, at this location. Yeah, so I want my video to end at this location, so I put my mark out. So I can change this anyhow I want. So this is mark out. So once you finish editing, always you need, there is a process called as rendering. Yeah, so if you want the project to render, just click on enter. Yeah, so if there is something remaining which was not rendered, instead of yellow it will be either red. If it is red, don't forget to click on enter button before exporting. So once this is become completely yellow, you are, it is safe for you to export the file. Okay, now let's go to the final step, that is exporting the video. Go to file, go to the option called as export. Yeah, go to media and click on media. Now this is something that is going to appear in front of you once you have clicked on export media. Now there are multiple video formats. So the Premiere Pro gives you the option to select whichever format you want. So if you want it MP4, if you want H.264, if you want AVI, if you want it for a mobile phone, obviously there is 3GP and all these other mobile phone formats, QuickTime. So there's multiple video format, Blu-ray, everything. So what I typically do is MP4. So H.264 is what I choose. And here is where you're going to choose where you want to save it. So I want to save it in this particular folder or anywhere. I want to choose it in project, this particular folder. I want to save it here in the folder called reel. So here is where I'm going to name my clip. Okay, I will name this demo reel. Okay, this is going to be the name of my file. So it's going to change here to demo reel. So make sure your audio and both are selected, audio and video, export audio and export video. Then there's one small option called as use maximum render quality. Once this is selected, and down it will also tell you how much will be the final size of the file. 29 MB is estimated file size that is going to be for the final video that you're going to export. Once once you have checked all that, you're going to click on export. So depending on the size of the video, it will take time. If you have done a lengthy video, it will take a lengthy time. Since this is a professional video editing software, it can be done for doing movies as well, short films, movies. So this is the basic things that you need to know to do a small video portfolio. Of course, you can apply the same when you're making a short film or a short movie or anything that you want. So this is a completely industry-oriented software. Now, let's check if our file has been exported. So I'm going to my project file. So I saved it in a folder called reel. Can you see the file is exported? So the demo reel file is visible here. So if I double click and bam, this is our video. Yeah. Okay. Now, did you notice there was no audio? Why? What happened?
So you muted it.
Exactly. So the track was mute, so we forgot to unmute the track before exporting. Yeah. So I'm going to unmute and do I'm going to repeat so that in case you have any confusions in exporting file, export, media, and you're going to come to the export panel. Okay. So like I've explained, this is where you change your format. This is where you name your file. Suppose you don't want to, okay, let's rename the file. So demo reel audio. Okay, so I'm saving a demo reel with audio. This is another file that I'm doing. Again, once I'm done with that, export. So it's going to take some time to export. Okay, now that it has exported, let's open back our folder. So see, did you see this file has come? So let's play this. Now the audio has come. Can you hear it?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So that's about how to edit a project in Premiere Pro. And this is how you can come up with various video projects, various video portfolio. Uh, you can do plenty of things. Okay, coming to the final part. So any doubts in Premiere Pro, guys?
Sir,
Let's
are there any important project settings we should know, like bitrate and stuff? I don't know.
see. In Premiere Pro, you do not have to worry about it because the moment you import the first video file, it is going to set the whole project to that particular video file. So you do not have to worry about bit rates or anything. Yeah.
Okay,
So
sir.
it is going to do it automatically for you.
Clifford sir,
Yes,
one
sir.
just add on sir. This project builder details, can you tell them like how to compile the entire project to in case if they want to work with the same project, if 2-3 people want to work on the same project, can you tell about that to the students?
As in cloud,
Project
sir, if
packaging,
multiple person,
project packaging, like Premiere Pro has
uh,
the project packaging, right?
I have not used that, sir.
Oh, okay, sir. Fine, sir. Okay.
So this is just we'll just give. I think it's not. Let's not clutter the information. So
Okay,
let
sir.
them
Okay.
start doing on basic things on Premiere Pro or DaVinci. See, don't worry about DaVinci. It's the same thing. There's just different panels on DaVinci where you have one panel for compiling the text. The videos. There's one panel for audio. There's one panel for exporting and color grading. So that's all the differences. And Premiere Pro, it's simple. Everything is in one panel. Okay, in case you want to do color grading, can you see this top panels here? There is learning, there is assembly, there is editing, there is color, there is effects, audio. Even in Adobe software, we have this option of doing different, these are called as workspaces. So if I want to do only color grading, I can go to color grading and the entire setup of this particular software will change for color grading. Yeah. So if I want to go back to editing, again, all I have to do is to click on editing, it will come back here. Sir, we will move on to the activity.
Go ahead, sir. Go ahead, sir.
Yeah. So any doubts in Premiere Pro, guys?
Hello, students.
Students, any doubts in Premiere Pro part, whether it is importing the file, starting the project? We can just clear it right now.
Students, give the response. Sarah is asking.
No, sir, no doubt.
Okay, let me know. There's still time. We will move on to the activity. It's very simple. Don't freak out. All I want you to do is one of you, we can do one by one. You need to introduce yourself, how you introduce to your employer. So when you go to an interview, let's practice this. So or you can do that in front of your mirror yourself. Just introduce yourself. This is for you to develop that confidence in front of your. Suppose just think I'm going to do your interview, and you want to talk about yourself. So tell me about your interests, the core areas of work. Anyone, any volunteer. Just introduce yourself. I am so and so, and these are my areas of work. This will help you make your video. Anyone? Or should I start picking random people? Yes.
You go ahead and picking, sir, because it's already
Okay.
time.
Okay, if Ruchika is available, okay, Ruchika can do it. Don't worry, just introduce yourself. And just think I am going to do your interview and I am just going to ask you, okay, Ruchika, tell me about yourself.
Hello, sir. My name is Ruchika Raj. I'm completing my degree in BSc Gaming.
Okay.
I really have a big passion for games. I like to record them, record gameplay.
Mhm.
Plus I'm very much into art, so I make digital arts, traditional art.
Okay, very good. You just mentioned digital art and traditional art. Uh, can you make a video of you doing a particular digital art or a digital or a traditional art? So when you're going to tell about yourself, uh, interested in digital art, you will be able to put this particular clip, yeah, of you doing digital art.
Yes, sir, like a
Suppose,
time.
yes, it's like these are called as b-rolls. So you're speaking, you're telling about yourself, like we saw in the video. The girl is talking about herself, and she's also showing the clippings of her doing photography, of her doing uh, different tasks, doing dramatics or theatrics, all these things she has shown. So you will be able to do that. Yes, Ruchika, continue.
Um, I
Do
don't know,
one
sir.
thing. Repeat the same thing again. This time add some voice modulation. Like I told, have introduce some pauses. Stop at particular time and give the listener to process what you're going to say. Repeat the same thing again.
My name is Ruchika Raj. I'm completing my degree in BSc Gaming. I love to play games. I love making gameplay videos. I'm also passionate about art. So I make digital arts, traditional arts, crafts.
Okay. Now you said that digital art, traditional art, and craft a little bit fast. So you always have to keep in mind that you will be showing another clip in upon your audio. So say digital art, and it will take about 2 to 3 seconds for you to show that part where you are doing digital art. So give that time for digital art till let the video clip finish. That is like 2 to 3 seconds. Now you said digital art, and think about that video of you doing digital art being played. So digital art, traditional art, that is when you shift to the next video in the when you're editing. Yeah. So always keep in mind that you're editing also. In your you do a mental editing when you're doing your script also. So remember, okay, this particular point of time, this part of the script, I am going to tell the word digital art. And while I'm saying digital art, the part where I'm doing digital art is going to be displayed on the screen for so many seconds. Yeah, that is maybe 2 to 3 seconds. Then you're going to traditional art. So when you're saying traditional art, give the time for the clip of that traditional art. You doing traditional art, for that will be another 3 seconds. So can you repeat this statement again? Imagining that you're showing the clips as well.
Okay. So my name is Ruchika Raj. I'm completing my third year in BSc Gaming. What did I say, sir? I forgot.
You told me the areas you're interested in, your
Yes,
core
sir.
areas of work. So you're interested in digital art, you're interested in
Yeah,
traditional
so
art.
I'm really passionate about gaming. I love making gameplay videos, and while that, I can show me playing games. And
So
then,
one more thing that you need to keep in mind. You
yes, sir.
just told it very fast. Yeah, there is something
Sure.
called as pace. Pace is something associated with the speed of speech. So this is one more thing that you need to keep in mind. Don't go on say muttering what you are. Like I said, let the viewer process what you're going to say. So tell it slowly. Yeah,
Yes, sir.
repeat.
I love to play games, and I love making gameplay videos.
Okay,
I
something like this will let the viewer process the information you just told. So give the time for the viewer. So I hope everyone understood what I'm trying to tell you. So when you're making your video portfolio, the way you present yourself is very important. The way you speak also is important. Yeah. And always keep in mind that you're doing a video, you're going to overlap certain footage of, above what you're going to speak. So maybe rehearse your script in front of a mirror, so that you will be developing confidence. Yeah. So it will definitely take 2 or 3 times, like how you saw when Richika demonstrated it. The first time she was a little bit hesitant, but when you do it 2 3 times, you will get used to the script, and it will give you time for you to memorize also. So uh, keep practicing, and definitely it is, you are going to, I'm sure you will be doing great video portfolios. With that, if I'm open for questions, if you have anything to ask. uh, Suman sir.
Yes, sir. Carry on, sir. Tell me.
Yes, with that we'll be closing the session. If the students have any doubts,
Dear students, hello students.
Yes, sir.
Do you have any doubt regarding these sessions?
if you want me to
If
repeat
you have
any part
any
of
doubt,
Premiere,
just message us. Sir can view also chat.
Clifford sir, just drop your email ID sir here in case if anyone having
sure, 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 sure.
any problem in their video profile making, so you
Yes,
can ask them to email you on the queries and everything, sir.
guys, definitely I'll be happy to help you with this video portfolio, because it's very important for you to get a good placement. And I'll be glad to watch some of the works that you do. I'm definitely interested in knowing what are your core areas, what are your strengths. So I'm looking forward for it. So here's my email ID.
Sir, put it in the chat bar, sir,
The
better,
chat
sir,
box.
because
Sure,
chat box
sure.
will be
Okay,
direct, sir. It will be
okay,
easy
okay.
for you to students to interact and copy paste
Okay,
the
I will do that.
IDs.
I'll do that.
Yeah, sir. Guys, we are looking out for everyone to submit your video portfolios. So we want to fine tune that in a later part, because I want to have a first rough cut with everyone. Whatever your skill sets it may be, it's fine. So just put out with right maybe a rough cut. Let's think about where everyone having a rough cut of your works, with some few combination of your images, 3D models. It may be any kind of works. Where maybe some people are working on application oriented also. Please compile everything together and just start preparing your rough cut and start sharing with sir also. I think sir can review that, and I can whenever I think he can get back to
Definitely, I
you.
can send in few feedbacks.
Exactly. Sir will guide you on that. I think Sir is the right person for it, actually. He has extensive experience, and he has a very good, I can see his works are very wonderful. He is like very fast. If you ask him anything, he will reply very fast in that, because I seen him in a lot of things actually. So I think he's the right person for the video portfolio. And later part, I think if I see the quality output coming up, we will have one more extension of this same session. So sir will help us to, based on your works, he will add on a lot of points, and he will come out with one more session for us as an
Yes,
extension of this
definitely.
video portfolio. I hope it is clear with everyone. If it's clear, just tell me yes or no in the chat. Thank you. Clifford sir, once again, thank you for your wonderful
You're
session.
welcome, sir.
Actually, it was a great session for the students. I think so. I think they had a good learning based on their feedbacks and other requirements. We'll check the requirements. If anyone has doubts, we will go ahead with the updation of the second volume 2 session of the same thing. We have
Definitely.
extension of the same session, sir, based on the
Yes, sir.
students' things and everything.
Sure, sure,
So,
sure,
sir,
sure.
please just take care of that, sir. Suman sir?
Yeah, tell me.
Yes, sir, just take care on that, sir. If you have anyone have doubts, please put forward to sir. Sir is ready to explain you guys anything, any part of the Premiere right now.
Sir, if we are like recording face cam and all, is there any way to improve our lighting?
Okay. There are plenty of lighting equipment available on Amazon. Simple ones. Sometimes I use this one. It's a small USB attachment. Okay. One end has a panel. So the other end has a USB. If you have a mobile charger or something, you can just directly connect, and if you want to just light up your face, this is probably enough. Uh, and there are other gadgets like see, this is a small lighting equipment. It's just going to light up,
Yeah,
give
sir.
some
Like
highlight.
I DIY made a soft box, but it gives a very harsh light.
Okay, to reduce that, you can do it yourself. Like even if it is a DIY, you can find something called as a butter paper. You know
Yes,
what's a
sir.
butter paper? You can use layers of those butter paper to reduce the harshness of that light.
Okay, sir. And like, can I make more boards with aluminum foil for the reflectiveness?
Uh, Definitely you can do, but there are professional reflectors. You can find it for less than 500 rupees. Small reflectors. So based, they are available in different sizes also. And in the same thing, you can find about 2, 3 different color shades. There's a golden foil, there's a silver foil, there's a white plain translucent one also, which gives you different.
Sir, your voice is not coming.
Guys,
Yes,
am
sir.
I audible?
Yeah,
Sorry
it's
about
audible, sir. Yeah.
uh, I'll just put okay, I'll just screen share. I have found a few images. Okay, is this visible?
Yes, sir.
This is something called as a reflector. This is available in different sizes. Okay, some of them you will find in a package like this. There will be more than one. So there is white, there is golden, there is silver. Based on however you need, you can find this. You can just go to Amazon and uh, based on your requirement you can find this. So it will, you can reflect the light to this and it will bounce to the face. Okay, so it's available in small sizes also. You can change it however you want. Okay,
Okay,
so
sir.
very useful. You can, these are, this is not required, this is for bigger cinema purpose. You can use smaller ones, and you can ask someone to point it at your face from the light source. Yeah, like this. Okay, this is how it is used. Or you can just place it on some surface and make it point it at your face. So this is one solution for you. So it's not going to cost you too much also.
Okay, sir.
Any other queries?
Students,
Lights
do you
are
have any
also
queries?
available. Lights are also definitely available, portable lights, solutions, or you can just do it small attachments like this. Yeah, or steady lamp also. If you have a table lamp, I've seen myself, I have used it a couple of times to lighten my face during a video lecture. Table lamps works very well. All you have to do is put a normal A4 size sheet over it to make sure it spreads the light evenly. Yes, if there are no more doubts, we can close the session, sir.
Students, do you have any doubt? Prithivi? Hello?
No, sir. No, sir.
Okay, it's fine. So I gave you the feedback link, all of you. Please give the feedback since it is very urgent and we have to send to the university. Now we can end the sessions. Hello, sir.
Yes, sir.
Chetan, sir.
Thank
We
you
can
for
end.
being a patient audience.
Yeah, thank
Definitely,
you.
you can keep in touch with me.
Yeah,
I've
yeah.
got my mail ID. If you want to know more, or if you want my help regarding doing something, if you have any confusion, definitely you can get back.
Thank you for your support, sir.
Thank you.
Yeah, thanks.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you. Thank you, sir.
Thank you,
Thank
students.
you. Thank you.